Tell us if you guys got the new, well, not new, but we got Ultra Cell returning and also Ultra Turles returning as well, right? I don't know why they actually separated the banners like this. It's a bit annoying, but yo, we're talking about their return and whether you should summon or skip. Now, obviously, a lot of people are going to be deciding mainly for Cell. I don't think many people will be thinking about Turles too much. I mean, like, he can be good. Would I say good? I mean, he has his, he still have his benefits here and there, but I think at the moment in the current meta, I think Cell's definitely a lot better. But anyway, we're talking about these banners and where you should summon, right? So now, if you've seen my videos before about Ultra banners, typically I like to say skip, just because in my eyes, it's not worth it. Now, I say that for a few reasons, right? So obviously the big one here is there's no pity on the banners, right? And the banners itself are usually terrible. So have a quick look. Since it's a returning banner, there's no changes as well, so it's going to be the same old units. I can't remember how good his banner is. So we've got this Cell here, which obviously, he's dropped off a fair bit, you don't see much of him. The Gammas, same thing, they're mid again. Yeah, mid again. So as you can see, there's not many units here you can bring. So how I look at it, in terms of Ultra banners, like yes, Ultra Cell, perfect, we'll say perfect unit, we'll say perfect unit, right? So he's obviously the unit you want. But if you go, let's say, 10k, 20k CC deep, right? Just for example, that's like the rough estimate, I guess you can say, the average. And what if you only get this Cell? Or you only get the Gammas, right? You're not getting any benefits on summoning on this banner if you don't get the Ultra. Which, to me, is a definite skip, because if you summon on that, like, the anniversary banners here, right? Not only are pretty much all these units here usable, obviously this Goku is a bit like best unit in the game. You look at the full roster here. There's still units obviously you can't run, but there's a lot of units here that you can run that are still really good, right? And when not just looking at that, you also got the triple Z power, which is obviously another huge win. Plus, you have pity coins here as well. So obviously you can get Z power, you can get tickets, stuff like that. Where, for example, right, I did actually do some summons for Cell. I say not to summon on these banners, but hey, I need to get these ultras to 14 stars eventually, right? But for example, I'm going to show you my gift box real quick. I have obviously, got rid of some of these tickets here. But, if you summon a lot on these ultra banners, you get a lot of these red tickets here. So when it eventually loads. Legends a bit slow for me lately. I don't know if it's because the updates they're dropping or... So these red tickets here, right? Now, do they need, do they do anything good? Absolutely not, right? I'll show you the only good thing I can actually use it for, which I think a lot of people are probably in the same boat as me. Even if you're not, like, a whale at the game, you're pretty much in the same boat, right? So, as you can see here, you got all these units here, right? Most of these units you might be able to pick up for dupes of, but when you look at it, is it worth spending 1,000 tickets, right, on Jiren or Bardock, They should really update this more, then it might encourage people to summon more for Ultra banners. But if you go in the other shop, all you can get is Zenny. So that's literally all I've been using mine for. Is purely just for Zenny. That's sort of the big issue at the moment over these Ultra banners. Like I said, these Legends tickets you will probably, save up over time and get this, this amount. But like I said, what are you going to use it on? It's just pointless. So that's sort of the big point I try to bring up in these summon or skip videos is it actually worth spending your CC on? I don't think they are Ultra banners. Like, to be honest, the only ones I'd recommend at the moment would be like, for example, part 3 of Anniversary, right? The banner might not be good, and it will still have the same issues, they still won't have pity or anything like that. But the unit's going to be exceptional, right? And you're probably going to have to, it's going to be one of them situations where, it's sort of like Goku at the moment, this Kaioken Goku. You sort of need to summon for him to sort of be, competitive in PvP, right? So that's probably the only good thing Legends likes to do. So that's why it makes these Ultra banners harder to decide to summon on, right? But at the end of the day, if I had to say right now, is it worth something for Cell? I would say it depends on your team. If you plan on running him on a team, I'd say go for it, because he's still a very good unit. It's just, I personally think these LF banners are a lot better, these anniversary ones. I mean, even the ones down here, right? Obviously, we've gone down to double Z power. Still really good, by the way. But the banners are still way better, and you get rewarded for it. Where you summon these trashy Ultra banners, and you get nothing in return, right? So have a quick look at Turles' banner, and they'll probably wrap up the video. So, like I said, Turles can still be okay. He's not the best, he's fallen off a bit. Pycon, you know, he's probably the better unit on this banner here. Cooler, don't have to talk about him. Don't have to talk about him either. Broly, same thing. So you can sort of see what I'm saying, right? It's when you look at the roster, it's not worth it. You know, like I said, whoever the Ultra is always worth it, right? Typically, they're always worth it if they're really good, which 99% of the time they are, right? Obviously, this Turles isn't like meta breaking like he used to be, but he can still be okay, right? But it's just the banner itself, it really puts me off. Just because I don't, like, especially for free-to-play players, I don't see any benefits of summoning on this when you're missing out on these banners. Just because you get a lot more better awards summoning on this, even if you get shafted, right? You can get potential 200 LFZ power there, another 200, so I think you get a total of 1200, I think I worked out, the other summoner skip video. So, to me, it's a lot more beneficial for these banners than it is for Ultras. If Ultras had pity, then I'd probably be, you know, more likely to say it's a, you know, definite summon, right? But without pity and stuff like that, I just don't see the point in players wasting CC on these banners. Unless you're a big fan of the unit or you really plan on running their team, then go for it. But it just doesn't seem worth it to me. But yeah, that's going to be for today's video, guys. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.